Yeah, we'll do that. I think that's good now. We're digging through this stuff anyways. Figure might as well talk about things I'm finding while I'm doing it. Uh, I don't know if anyone will watch here, but uh, no real agenda here. Just kind of doing my thing. So where am I at? I need to go here. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay. So current school thought, I'm working on a PowerShell script that enumerates all copies of the webp library on the file system. And in doing that, I have realized that it doesn't look like webp is usually shipped as a library. It looks like it's statically embedded. From what I can tell, actually, was going to verify that now by looking at the Electron patch. WebP. So I have a good amount of things on here, right? Like, but I don't have. The only copies of the WebP library that I can immediately find are QWebP, which are Qt. Which is a whole lot of no fun because WebP, I know other things use it, but even more importantly, I know that Qt, if you go here, right? So let's get rid of that and just search for QWebP. If we go here, the Qt documentation seems to be, libwebp version 130. They bundle. This is definitely a vulnerable version based on the research I did earlier. It's looking like the version that uh, is vulnerable. They go from version 0.5.0 up to 1.3. 1.3.1 or 1.3.2 fixes it. So this version here is definitely vulnerable, right? And so looking through the list in my quick little PowerShell thing here, OneDrive seems to ship QWebP. That's the immediate one that I found there. When I ran it earlier, I found a couple more. Cutter, which is just something I had downloaded. I thought I had found OBS bundles, QWebP, Visual Studio, some of the no, that's MS Web Proj, Electrum, right, which is QT5, the BattleNet app. That's fun. Blackmagic Raw, Wireshark, Q Flipper, which comes with my Flipper, Lix, which is a latex editor, Stream Deck, the Concept 2 utility I use for my rower. Oh, this is fun. The Radeon tools that for Radeon Crimson Relive. I don't know actually why I have that installed. So, yeah, this is probably, we're going to continue to hear throughout the day that this is getting worse and worse. A whole lot of fun. So the problem that I have here, notably so far, trying to go through this PowerShell, is that from what I can tell, the apps aren't actually bundling libwebp as their own application. There was go back to the Reddit post. The Reddit post linked a link here. I need somehow this 49-inch widescreen isn't enough to be able to follow comments and stuff. I need to see even more. Just updating on MSP Geek. Their internal Slack. Okay, so the Electron thing here, stable version 22, they backported fixes here. Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, okay, so confirming here what I thought, it is appears to be the case that these are shipped as just modules. They are not shipped as an independent library, which is not great because it makes finding vulnerable applications for this a lot harder. Oh, that's no fun. Unless that's not the right one. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yep. Okay, so that does it. Express party. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so that's the actual changes that fixed it. But again, right, like we're not bundling, we are inlining essentially the source code for the webp stuff inside of source deck vp81. So that is definitely bundled. So Electron apps, there's not going to be an easy way to find on your file system if an Electron app is vulnerable. You're going to have to look to see if it's using a version of Electron less than 0.22.3. 24, which appears to have actually fixed this. So, but I mean, this was only released 15 days ago, so there's going to be a whole lot of Electron apps that likely aren't patched yet. Tim, yep, I saw that stack. I saw that stack diary. I read that article earlier. It is not awesome. I mean, it's a really good article, but my brain isn't really working here. This morning, I got out of bed and saw this and kind of said, "Oh, that's lovely," and then I started thinking through the implications and just got up and came downstairs and started working. So let's see. We can do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Yes, Jesse just pointed out uh, the FFmpeg probably uses it too. Let's double check that. Oh yeah, FFmpeg is not there, so let's go here. Where's our code at? Here we go. Packages. Give me the repos and clone. I don't want to clone, I want to browse. Okay, we'll search for webp. Yeah, there's some webp stuff here. Do they use Google's libwebp? So we got AV codec. So let's look at masters. Updated 6 hours ago. Well, let's just do this. Let's go here. Let's see, ffmpeg.org. Let's go back here. Let's see if they've done an update just to see if they've already gotten there. No. Okay, so nothing since then. Let's check their mailing list. I'm sure there's discussions on there. Archives. Thread. Let's do by date. Something for webp there. Okay, master. And what commits? Give me the tree. AV codec. P.C. Okay, this does not necessarily look like Google's code. Yeah, okay, so it looks like it wasn't written by them. Yeah, so this was actually, the actual vulnerability was actually in VP8. So let's see if VP8 is upstream from Google's. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, so the changes that are made to VP81 decoding have to do with Huffman tables. Okay, so let's go over here. This is VPA. We want VP81 if we have it. We don't. Okay, that's fine. Let's go here. Okay, and so it's not even a similar code base. So I think we're good. We can rule out FFmpeg. Tim is DMing me to ask about image magic. Right here. That's PHP, so this is almost for sure using the image magic extension for so image magic use webp. Uh, 2 days ago. Let's see what our commits are to see. Oh, that's a compiler warning. So go back to the 13th when this was. Generally made public. Okay. Do not see a commit that directly addresses this. Coders probably going to be here. Okay, again, this looks like it's its own thing that was not necessarily written by Google. Yeah, so it looks like that's probably okay. I mean, it could be vulnerable to a same or similar vulnerability, but it's not directly the libwebp code for sure. So I think we're generally okay there, or it's going to require further investigation down the line. Does this have its own V8 decoder? No, it's inside of webp. So we can do. Yeah, not signing in right now. So Tim, I think immediately there that seems like it's okay to me. Threads over here. Okay. So Connor or Jesse pointed out that FFmpeg can support webp via the webp library. Coding support, right? So it can decode, but if you want to encode, then you have to use a library. I guess that kind of makes sense. The source code that I saw there previously was for decoding. Let's see. Okay, so back to Qt. So let's go to qt.io. Let's go to their source code. Get out of here. Well, I'm lazy, so okay, they're on GitHub. That will work. So webp. Not mentioning repos. We got 95 repos though, so okay, so it's Qt image formats right here. Okay, so where'd that GitHub go? It's right here. Yeah, there we go. We got here commits wise. We updated some dependencies a couple days ago. Source third party, libwebp. Okay, so 2 months ago we bumped the updated version. Okay, so 2 weeks ago we bumped the updated version of libwebp to 132. So I can confirm that anything that's gonna be fun. So any version of the QWebP library is likely going to be vulnerable. That's gonna make this a bigger deal. So that's gonna so basically anything using Qt that uses the lib or the webm is going to be vulnerable. My graphics card is having a whole lot of fun this morning. Got probably just need to restart Chrome. Okay. So that I can test for. So qwebp.dll. And there are a lot of them. A lot of these are really old on my local system here at the house. Okay, I'm not showing that window now. I switched to a 49-inch widescreen monitor recently, and when you're doing things like sharing windows, it definitely makes life interesting. Let's see. Let me go back to my main view here and see if I can actually uh, see if I can update my capture here to handle that. Okay, so this, hide this, edit this. Yeah, okay, I need to do a transform, don't I? Stop my video for a second here so I can, while I fix this, because I'm probably going to accidentally show my whole screen. Oh, math. So, 3D4, 15 should get pretty close. There you go. Okay. There, I'm just, I think in theory, showing the left side of my screen. So anything I put over there should go. So I should be able to drag this over here. So one of the problems with doing this in PowerShell is I'm getting a bunch of path too long. I should be able to do literal path. Alright, so there you go. Let's run that. Oh, I'm gonna add a newer enough version of PowerShell. It should be. Okay. Yeah. That's a problem for later. Let's work on the other thing I was working on. Your partial versions. PowerShell is obviously not my language of choice. We won't let Kelvin hear me say that. Okay, so here's my little one-liner here. So you can see a lot of these are version 5.15, 5.7. They're all older. They're all going to be vulnerable to get past the newer version of it. We have to be on version. Yeah. I've said anything about it? Nope, nothing yet. Oh, there we go. Right here. Okay. So confirming QT is vulnerable for sure. Drop these in the various places I'm tracking this stuff. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be a huge deal. I'm actually probably gonna wrap this now because the big investigations I think that I'm gonna do are done. Uh, there's no one watching anyways, best I can tell. So yeah, I'm gonna stop now and I'll be around all day, probably working on